welcome to another episode of wYre. This is week 3 now. Sadly, BYU is coming off a loss and looking to play against Wisconsin this week, so let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, let's. I mean, so far, BYU season is going exactly the way I predicted it would, and it's probably going to get worse before it gets better, but, you know, the second half of the year, the schedule does get a lot easier for BYU. And I think
easier.
At that point, they're really going to turn it on, but for right now, we got to talk about the Utah game. How worried should BYU fans be after this disappointing result?
First and foremost, it hurts like heck, hell to lose a game against Utah. Especially at home in Provo. That was tough to watch. I was definitely involved in this, a lot of banter over the week, online in the fan groups. It was good fun. Rivalry week is always fun. But it's heartbreaking. Now, 7 times in a row, BYU's lost to Utah. And unlike the LSU game last week, there was a few bright spots in there. How worried should we be? Not terribly worried, honestly. And I'll tell you why. BYU didn't lose by much. And the fact that BYU was able to score 2 touchdowns compared to when they took on LSU and they scored nothing, that is a sign, that is something to smile about. Also, we saw something that I've been looking for, and that's offensive production. At the end of the game, they ran a couple of series where they ran sort of spread offense, no huddle, more fast pace, more reminiscent to when Bronco Mendenhall was there before Kalani Sitake got there. And that was always offense. I like the fast pace, high flying, let's launch the ball offense, no huddle. You get that when you play me in Madden, no huddle wins. But, it was nice to see that. And, in those drives, they scored 2 touchdowns. I don't think they should be that worried. Again, Tanner Mangum, still questionable for this weekend, may not be playing with a high ankle sprain. And that is a little worrisome.
Well, here's the looking at BYU's season from this point forward, the only shot they have at finishing as a ranked team is basically to win the rest of their games.
Yeah.
That's basically what has to happen.
No
but
question.
Wisconsin...
And even still, that's questionable.
So, let's talk about this upcoming game, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a ranked opponent. They may actually be close to as good as LSU.
Yeah.
So, going to be very tough to win this game, especially with, like you said, Tanner Mangum possibly not playing this game. So, does BYU have a prayer in winning this? What realistically can we project here?
Well, I think the saving grace is this. I think Wisconsin, they're a very solid football team. There's some big boys. It's a big squad. Are they as good as LSU? I don't think so. And I think that may be the wild card factor. Now, again, Tanner's not playing. And actually, I did a poll on our Twitter account where I even asked, how worried would you be if Tanner Mangum is absent from Saturday's game versus Wisconsin? Choices were, not much, we'll still lose. Or DEFCON 5 is totally catastrophic. Or even asking those fans that do follow us that have no idea who Tanner Mangum is. Who is Tanner Mangum? And also, number 4, next man up, it'll be okay. Now, before I give you the results, let's talk about that next man up. That's Bo Hodge. More reminiscent to a Taysom Hill. More athletic quarterback. A guy that can get out of the pocket. I tend to like those quarterbacks better. Who knows if Bo is going to be in a position to win this game for us? Any given Saturday, you just don't know. Howard went to Las Vegas and beat UNLV. Howard, let's be honest here. You just never know. Bo Hodge, honestly, the more athletic guy, but again, this is a guy that hasn't got... I'm sure this week he's probably gotten a lot of reps in practice, so he may in theory be ready. I don't think BYU wins this. And I'm going to say that honestly. After what I saw, I don't think they win. And like our fans who were kind enough to answer the poll, 71% said that it doesn't mean much, we're still going to lose. I think that shows that the BYU fan base is indeed they're a little unconfident in what this BYU team is going to do. But what people need to realize, this is a top 10 team we're playing. This is Wisconsin. This is a team that is a top Big Ten school every single year. So will we win or if we don't, I don't think that's too important. I think what's most important is we need to at least find a system to take us into those games in October and November.
Yeah, I mean, you see upsets in college football, but you don't often see a top-ranked team lose to an unranked team. Like, it's a really huge upset that doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah.
So, and we know that going into this, that to expect BYU to win is expecting, like, a miracle to happen. And again, like when I did my predictions, I went game by game all the way down the schedule, and so far it's going exactly what I thought it would, and I think that they lose to Wisconsin. But I then think after that game, they're really going to turn it on and win a whole slate of games after that.
Yeah. I think no question they'll be bowl eligible. I think no question. I don't know if they'll be ranked. I can't say that honestly. I'm not going to try to predict that they'll be a top 25 ranked team at the end of all this. But I will say, in terms of top parts of their team, their defense is solid. I mean, they out touchdowned Utah. They scored 2 touchdowns. Compared to Utah, who I believe only scored 1. But, I mean, even with LSU, they held LSU to under 30 points. I mean, we're talking about a team that could be knocking on the NCAA playoff door any time now. You know, this is a top SEC school, and BYU's defense held them to 27 points. That's impressive. Let's not take anything away from that defense. I think if they had a consistent offense, or even... let's look back to the 2000 Ravens, a game-managing offense that can at least keep the other team's offense off the field. If they could do that, I think BYU's got a good shot of going far. But their offense has to come and play. But I think we had Ulu Tolatau, I'm bad with the Samoan names. But, I mean, he showed that he could be a solid running back. I mean, we don't have Jamal Williams now. We have a plethora of running backs, but Ula was definitely one of those top backs. Matt Bushman, again, another freshman at tight end who's already showing that he could be one of the best tight ends in BYU's recent years. And that's something that gives me hope. Now, if Tanner Mangum can get whatever's going on wrong from together, or he can find out a situation at quarterback, I think BYU's got a shot.
Yeah, but I got to level with the BYU fans right now, and just saying that if you do not win this game against Wisconsin, you can't finish as a ranked team. I just don't see how it happens. Because in order to be ranked, you have to beat ranked teams, essentially, and this is one of the last big ones on the schedule.
But I think at this point, again, let's be honest here, they weren't predicted to win this game. Even I said they're probably not going to win this game. So I don't think rankings are the biggest worry right now. I think most importantly is being bowl game eligible, looking good for recruits, and finding a way to make this offensive system that Ty Detmer has work. Because if they can't figure out what's going on with this offensive system, it doesn't matter if you're ranked or not. If you're not going to go to bowl games, you're not going to win games. I mean, let's be honest here. October is a pretty semi-easy stretch. November, it gets a little bit easier. If they want to go deep into the season, if they want to win bowl games, ranked or not, they've got to learn how to work this offense. And right now, except for a few splashes in the pan, it's not showing. I watched that Utah game in disgust. I said, what's going on? I mean, Utah's defense is solid, but their offense, I mean, we should have in some way, shape, or form at least scored a touchdown in the first half. Utah has a young quarterback. He looked nervous out there himself. There's no way that our offense couldn't have, when defense was getting turnovers, offense should have been right there to score and get us some points.
Yeah, and I think that BYU does ultimately finish bowl eligible. I don't have many questions about that.
No.
It's just, it's one of those things where your team starts the season bad, and it's about character. You got to, towards the stretch, turn it on. And I think that BYU has the tools to actually do that. It's just a matter of, but we're going to learn a lot after this Wisconsin game. If they, even if they don't win, I mean, if they can make it close, that gives us a lot of confidence going forward.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. Again, like you said, character is everything. If this team can bounce back after a loss to LSU, after a loss to Utah, and at least compete against Wisconsin. If they can compete against Wisconsin, I'll take that as a moral victory. I'll be happy turning my TV off on Saturday. At the end of the game, if they can compete, I'll be happy. Now, if they get blown out again, I'm going to feel some type of way. and we'll be next week's episode be a sob story just like it is now. But but honestly, let's be serious here. If they can compete with Wisconsin, if they can put some points on the board, if they can figure out something with the offense to make it work, dude, that's a good game in my eyes. This is Wisconsin. They're ranked number 10 in the nation. It's a top 10 team. That means they're knocking on the playoffs door. I'm not going to be mad if BYU competes with them and makes this thing close. Their defense can keep it close. Can the offense score points to get it close?
I'd be interested in seeing what those Vegas odds makers have to spread on this.
Yeah, I'd be real curious to see what that is. I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't give us anything. But that's our show. Thank you for tuning in. This is another episode of The Wire. Thank you, Justin, for joining me yet again. Don't forget to tune in to BYU versus Wisconsin this Saturday at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. I believe it's on ABC and on the ESPN app. Links down below, of course. Yeah, so hopefully BYU can make it competitive, and don't forget to stay tuned, comment, and subscribe. Take care.